Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for educations and technology only. So in the past few weeks, I have shared the 1850s Wing Chun's inputs momentum handling, the dodging, the moving, and the body mechanics. And I also show that the combinations exist 450 years ago in the writing of General Qi Guang. So many of our friends feel really depressed after they watch my videos in the past 2 weeks or so. And thus I have received many messages from our Wing Chun friends where they express their sadness and are really depressed on it. Today I'd like to share with you more and so that you know that this is not the end of the world. Since we know it, we can change it. If we don't know it, we cannot change it. Okay? And for me, I have to base things on evidence, historical evidence, and modern science. Only that way I can ensure the future generations can have a solid platform to work on. So for example, I share on this isokineto, okay? On my other videos, I show the Garmin Phoenix. So all of those things, I need to know how to handle them, how to use this, our modern scientific tools to verify what we practiced in 1850s. Otherwise, as soon as I'm not taught my work, then all this thing is become a guessing. We don't want that now, and we in fact cannot afford about it. We cannot afford, because there is a milestone in 1964. The year 1964 is a very significant year for traditional Chinese martial art and for Wing Chun and for the Asia Chinese martial arts, which is I'm going to share with you. Now, the reason why I be able to analyze and summarize all this technical and understand the ancient and the modern is because of we have an educations, namely, as in my book Wing Chun Matrix, I can sum up the common denominator. So we know that the impulse momentum play have this 4 zones inside that since 450 years ago. And we know that it can be scientifically verified. This is impulse momentum. That's why we call it impulse momentum. It is science terms, it's accurate terms. Okay? And also in terms of the body mechanics, as in the Wing Chun Inception book, we have this H model, which in today's word, we know it is the recovery, the aerobic, anaerobic, isotonics, and we know what is going on. And that's why we can measure, we can verify what we train. So the body mechanics is going to support the impulse momentum And the play of impulse momentum, we know it comes with many variety, depend on different style. Okay. Now, with this type of education, with this type of background, then we can look into many things. That's why education is important. If we don't have this background educations, we have no way to see what is going on. Now, in 1964, that is a year of really significant. As a Wing Chuner, a Chinese martial artist, we know that 1964 is the year Bruce Lee fought Jackman Wong, and Bruce Lee decided to expand his martial arts know-how. And that's why if we check it in the YouTube, we can actually know what is the situations with Linda's video, okay, on what happened with the Jackman and the Bruce Lee's match there. Now, 1964, after that the competitions or fight, we know that Bruce Lee went into many studies. As if you look at the content in the book of Bruce Lee, the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, you can see all that thing there. Okay, so keep grabbing Jiu-Jitsu and all this is there. So at that time, Bruce, even though he's in his 20s, he know the limitations of Wing Chun version 1960 already. He know that it should not be that way. Now, what we today, most of us don't know is that a few months before the Bruce Lee and Jackman Wong match or fight, that is a really significant issue or event happened in martial arts, and that is Mas Oyama lead his team to go fight in Thailand with a Thai boxer. And this is the time that Mas Oyama show how strong his Kyokushin is. Okay? Now, so why is this important? Because if you really watch this 1964 fight between the Kyokushin and the Thai boxing, guess what they're using? Guess what Mas Oyama's Kyokushin fighter using? Throwing. Close body throwing. Okay? So it's no longer like usual karate in the long fist fight. This is involved into the short strike range and takedown range. So it is actually going here already. It's not only in the long fist range. It's going involved in the throwing short strike range. Okay. So if you look into this Kyokushin fight, you can see with the education base, we talk about the body mechanics and the impulse momentum. You can see how is the fight have high intensity of impulse momentum handling, and you need a really strong body mechanics, well-conditioned body mechanics, or else you cannot do it. So that is 1964. The martial art has get to that level. If you use that as a reference to compare the Wing Chun rooftop fighting, you look into the body mechanics and you look into the impulse momentum handling, you can see what is the difference. You can see the level is a different thing. So you just compare the Mas Oyama team 1964 fight in Thailand with a Thai boxer and this rooftop fighting in the 1961. You can see already technically impulse momentum handling, body mechanics. How is it? Not to mention, if you look into a few years before that, in mid 1950s, the fight of the Tai Chi, and the White Crane in Macau. You can see the level. So we know technically, if we analyze the body mechanics and the impulse momentum handling, by 1964, all of those Tai Chi, White Crane, the rooftop of Hong Kong, Wing Chun, is not going to be able to handle what the Kyokushin and the Thai boxer fighter have in 1964. So it is not a coincidence that Bruce Lee at 1964 just experienced that with the Jackman with the straight punch and said, no, I'm going to, it has to be better than this. Okay, so that is 1964. Now 1964 today is 2020, 56 years later. If you look back into the Wing Chun version 1960, after even Bruce Lee shared their view on, for example, this letter to Taki 1966 on he parted away from Wing Chun. Wing Chuners like to use the name of Bruce Lee, but do not really taking Bruce Lee's words seriously. That's why today many people still tell me, oh Hendrik, Bruce Lee it seems like he never finished Cham Kyu Biuji. Well, does it matter? 1964, even if he doesn't have that, he knows that there's inadequate there. There's problem there. And if you want to compare the rooftop fighting of Hong Kong Wing Chun with the Kyokushin in Thailand, you know it is far, far away in terms of impulse momentum handling and body mechanics. Well, Bruce knows about it, right? That's why you read the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. You can see what he have there. Now, since 1964, Wing Chun version 1960 go into structure, mind power, and then some later in after 2000 get into the Tai Chi. You know that that is going to sidetrack to different direction already. you know that it's a problem because it is not improving the art, it's not evolving the art in the proper direction where the world go, like Kyokushin, Bruce Lee, and all you see that now, you know, with the mixed martial art, but it go into this somewhere, somehow, somebody's idea and opinions. And then get into this Tai Chi mysterious, but we know that you look into the fight in Macau, what can the Tai Chi do if they really go to Thailand? In terms of handling the impulse momentum and body mechanics. So, that is the reality. So 1964, until today, 56 years have passed. Do we value Bruce Lee? Do we value him as a pioneer to find out, hey, something has to evolve? Obviously, we don't. If we do, Wing Chun will not be like this today. As I showed you the other day on practicing the Xiu Lian Tao. You can get the isokineto and see what is the strength of your sun punch or your fat sao or your bong. The strength, isokinetic, isometrics and isotonic. Just measure it for the motion. Instead of I have to straighten my spine, have the mind power. Well, the Thai boxer or the Kyokushin in 1964, do you think they care for all this mind power, this chi power stuff? So there's the reality. And even today's Chinese martial art, many say, oh, you know, the Chinese don't train this way and blah, 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 all kind of thing. That's all just alibi. 60 years ago, or almost 60 years ago, 56 years ago, Bruce Lee found it out. And again, Bruce Lee at that time is 20-something. Today, I can analyze things for you is because I'm 60 years old. I'm a trained Silicon Valley design engineer. Okay? So how much education, how much time I have, more than Bruce Lee, to see all this information. He's 20-something. When he passed away, he is only 30-something. I'm 60. I'm almost double the time to see all this thing. Okay? So that guy is a genius. Bruce is a genius. You have to praise it. You cannot say, well, he has to be perfect. No. He's good. He knows what is going on. So this is what I like to share with you. You see, not everybody practice Wing Chun or traditional Chinese martial art can be #1 fighter or this and that. We face it, in the whole world, only a few is up there. However, everybody can be good at it, good at what they are practicing and make benefit to oneself on what one is practicing. It's just like this Silicon Valley. How many top design engineer which is really will change the world? Not very much. You can count with fingers. However, most engineers, if they are having proper education, they have heart in it, we all can retire with 10 or 20 technical patents, which is significant. So, this channel and my books is for these people, for the people who want to be good at what they are doing, understand what is going on, be able to look at things rationally. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you today. Remember, 1964 is a significant year, a very significant year. I'll leave the video I shared with you just on YouTube down in this video. You take a look at it. Look at the impulse momentum, look at the body mechanics, and look at even at 1964, Mas Oyama have already known that fighting the Thai boxer, he has to go close in, short strike range. Okay? And we need to appreciate what Bruce Lee wrote in the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. With this education, we be able to know what Bruce Lee is thinking at that time. Only that way we can proceed. This is not the world of chi, lineage, all this thing anymore. The fact is, the world martial arts is progressing and nobody cares. The bottom line is that, can you perform? Or it's just lip service. If you're just lip service, you're going to fade away soon. You're going to waste your time, waste your energy, and waste your investment, and it doesn't even do good for your body. Why do you want to practice something like that? So disregard of it is Wing Chun or any traditional Chinese martial art. If you want to fight, you need to have the body mechanics and the impulse momentum handling, the 4 zone of impulse momentum handling with the long fist, short strike, takedown zone, and the ground. You need to know the dodge and the move in. If you want for the health, the chi and everything, you need to be able to do the recovery. And sorry to say, you have to pass this test. And this is scientific. And of course, this is American because this is Garmin, American design. This is German. So this is a worldwide platform for 2020. Only that way we have a chance. Without that, we don't have the chance. So for the friends who send me a message that they feel sad and depressed, they don't feel that they learn anything for the past decades or 2 decades, no worry. Today we have the educations to make what you have invested now can have a good return. To make what you invest valuable. So this is to share with you today.